Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope your week has been off to an amazing start, and I hope you all are in good health. So today, you guys, we are out in the garden today, but I'm only going to be out here for maybe 15 minutes because it is really cold today. Right now, I think it's like 23 degrees outside, which is super cold for us down here in Houston. So I'm trying to it's several things that I want to get cut back before it gets too late, because after the frost, some things have kind of like just died back and lost their foliage and everything because of the cold and because of the frost. So I want to get out here and cut back some. I need to cut back my lantana. I also have a basil that I need to cut back and prune, and then I have my two trialysis shrubs that I want to cut back as well. I also started several seeds a week ago, so I'm gonna share with you guys what I've started already, because I have them in here in my she shed. A few quick projects that we're going to be doing today. My plants didn't suffer any damage because of the cold weather or the frost that we had, or the winter storm the whole half of the United States on the east side have had. But because I did have some stuff covered up, and a lot of plants I brought in here in my shed to kind of protect them from the winter cold. So they all survived and did really well. But I just want to try to clean up, cut back some things that need to be cut back before because I think my last frost date is like March 1st. So I still got some time, but I just want to get those things cut back. Also, I want to fertilize my roses. But we'll see how today's goes. We'll see how far I get because it is cold, y'all. So I'm not planning on being out here that long. So yeah, so if you're new here, welcome. My name is Trina. On this channel, I share gardening ideas. I garden in Zone 9B here in Houston, Texas. So yeah, I'm just taking you along as I garden in my suburban garden, y'all. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you guys some of the seeds I already started. Okay, you guys, so this is my little seed starting station setup that I have in my office or my she shed out here. So I got this little tower from Gardener Supply a couple of years ago. Absolutely love it because for me, it's really good for small spaces. I don't have a lot of room and I don't have anywhere else to sit my seeds. So I like to have something just kind of small that I can put in here when I'm trying to do my seed starting during the winter months, and then I can easily put it away when I'm not in it. So works good. So I have it linked down in the description box below if any of you guys are interested in this setup. It does come with two grow lights, one at the top, one at the bottom. I don't think the shelves are adjustable. Yeah, I don't think the shelves are adjustable or anything like that, but it does come with the grow lights, which is really convenient. So you don't have to purchase anything. It's kind of like one packet. And then the heat mat, I have a heat mat on some of my seeds at the top, but this heat mat I end up getting from like Amazon. It's just like a basic, it's just like a basic heat mat that you can get from Amazon or whatever, just to keep the seeds, those seeds that needs to be under heat or to germinate is just good for those. So yeah, so I started these seeds on January 21st actually. So a lot of them are doing really well, and then some of them are still on the struggle bus, haven't germinated anything yet, and some stuff I did have to go in and kind of reseed. So I'm just holding out, making sure that everything is like germinating and doing what they're supposed to do. But I also want to start some extra seeds because this year in my garden, I'm doing a lot of flowers. I already have all of my kind of like my structural elements in place, but I don't have a lot of annuals in my garden. And I have a lot of, my garden has a lot of green, a lot of yellow tone, flowering shrubs. And flowering shrubs and plants. So I really want to incorporate a lot more different colors, maybe some whites and bright pinks and, some deep purples, like some different colors plants. That way, it adds more variety to my garden. So, and then plants are expensive. So I don't really want to go out and spend a lot of money this year on plants. I really want to try to, start as many as I can from seed to save money. So let me show y'all what I already started and what's already kind of germinated. So this row here is kind of like all of these seeds were started at the same time, just to kind of give you an idea. So they always start on the same date. A lot of them are doing really well, and then some of them are still kind of just slow to germinate. So over here, I started some hybrid geranium. This one is Maverick Apple Blossom. This one seems like it'd be a really, really pretty plant that I'm super excited for. This is from Johnny Seeds. Absolutely think it's going to be gorgeous in the garden. So far 4 of them kind of germinated, and then these didn't do anything. So yesterday I went in and added more seeds to this side, hoping that it will germinate. And that far back row, I started a tray of Lysianthus. Now, I haven't had much luck with Lysianthus seeds at all, so I don't expect them to do much. But since I had the seeds, I thought I'll go ahead and give it a try anyway and see if they'll germinate. If not, then I'll just go ahead and start something else, because Lysianthus are really pretty, and I want to keep trying to get those things germinate, get those plants germinate so I can use them in my garden. But I think last year I started Lysianthus from seed. They didn't do anything. But my local gardener, my local nursery here in my area actually had some Lysianthus starts that I end up just using those in my garden last year. So if those don't do anything, then I'll just go ahead and purchase some starts and put them in my garden that way. But they're more expensive, you know, if you buy them at the garden center. They're very expensive. So I'm trying to start them from seeds and see what they do. But we'll see. In this tray here, I started some Trina. This one is a sequin variety. It's a new variety for Johnny Seeds. So far, this one, only 1 plant, y'all, germinated. I don't know what's going on, but only 1 germinated. I ended up adding some more seeds around in these other blank spaces and hoping that maybe those seeds were just a bad batch or whatever, and hopefully that these would generate some new plants. But if that doesn't work, I am going to go today and buy a different variety of Trina, because I really want Trina in my garden this year. They are beautiful flowers. They just give a beautiful show, and they bloom for so long. So I really want things that's going to keep blooming for a long period of time, and then things that really love the heat, so that way I can have a beautiful show for a longer period. So I'm going to go and buy some new seeds today and get another set started, just in case the rest of these don't do anything. I'll have some as a backup. But anyway, 1 did germinate. That's about it. And then in the back, I started some milkweed, but that hasn't done anything yet. And those seeds are from 2 years ago, so I don't expect much. But if they don't, then, you know, it ain't a big deal, y'all. I'll just go ahead and start some other ones. And then I did start some Thai basil. I also started a single row of jalapenos, which haven't done anything as of yet. And then in the back, all the way in the back, I did start some snapdragons. Those are called hybrid snapdragons. Those are Madam Butterfly bronze, which these are beautiful on from the pictures I see. So hopefully these continue to do well, and I can have some snapdragons in the garden. I also started some hybrid petunias. These are double cascade pink. These are also gorgeous too. And these are already started to germinate. As you can see, they're really tiny, tiny flowers in there. So they're doing well. So hopefully they'll continue to do well. And I have some beautiful petunias to add to the garden as well. And then in that far back row, I started some echinacea, which I believe this echinacea is from Botanical Interest, but it hasn't germinated anything as of yet. So I'm hoping that will germinate. Most of my seeds that I started on this whole system are Johnny Seeds. It's only a handful of them that are from Botanical Interest, like the echinacea, and then the milkweed is actually from Baker's Creek. So hopefully we'll see what they do, y'all. So this row is still kind of like giving slow germination, but they're still doing good. So I'm still hopeful. So hopefully they do good. This seed starting tray is from Vigo Garden. It came with this 48 seed starting tray, and then it has this little drip thing here so you can bottom water your plants. So this is really good too. On the bottom row, all of these seem to do really well, which I'm excited for. I started a bunch of zinnias, I started a bunch of sunflowers, and then I also have some hollyhock and then some celosia, which these I did last year, but my husband got sick and he was in the hospital last year. So a lot of the seeds that I started last year ended up dying because he was there for like 6 days. So he's doing better now, but I didn't get a chance to add any of them seeds to my garden, y'all, because, you know, life be life. And so all of them ended up dying. So this year I'm so excited because these seeds are actually doing really well. And most of these sunflowers, I know it may be early to start sunflowers, you know, but here in the Houston area, my zone 9B, it gets really warm pretty quick. And we really don't have a spring. We'll have a spring, but not for that long. So it gets hot. So I thought these would be great. And these sunflowers are all branching sunflowers. So meaning that you can cut and come again. So they'll do really well in my garden because they like the heat anyway. So hopefully they'll be good. So I know people say that the sunflowers don't like to be transplanted and all that, but I'm gonna try it anyway and see what it does. Last year I started a bunch of sunflowers in my raised beds, and they got so huge and they did really well. Most of the sunflowers came from actually Amazon, so I'll try to link them down in the description box below. But yeah, so they're doing really well. So I'm super excited. But these I'm not gonna put in my raised beds this year. I'm gonna actually put them throughout the landscape in the garden. I think they're gonna look really pretty and just give a really nice show in the garden. So, but yeah, some of the seeds I got started down here. I got Zinnia, Oklahoma White. I got Autumn Beauty, rebranching sunflower. I got Zinnia Ballerina, Zinnia Purple Prince, and then Hollyhock the Watchman. And then also I got a sunflower called Rouge Royale, which I am super excited about starting that. So these are doing really good, and I can't wait to get these in my garden. Over here, these seeds are zinnias. These are the Oklahoma White. I ended up thinning out the Oklahoma Whites over there in that tray. So these are the extra ones that I actually was able to save out of there and pull out of there. So we have tons of zinnias that we're going to be adding to the garden. So I'm super excited about that, you guys. Okay, had to flip the camera around, y'all. I got my heater on in here. It's getting hot in here. But yeah, so this year I'm trying to add as many flowers as I can to my raised beds. I want to do like a cut flower garden in my raised bed. So I'm not going to be doing, I'm doing vegetables. I'm going to just plant like, you know, maybe one tomato plant, one bell pepper, one cucumber, and one jalapeno. That's all I'm doing. Last year I planted so many tomatoes, so many veggies, and then y'all know I still garden during the winter time. So I think I shared in my last video I had some broccoli, some kale, all that stuff I did harvest already. I'm still waiting on some cabbage to be done, and then I started some onions in those back two beds. So once those things are done, I'm planning on putting all flowers, and I think it's gonna look really, really pretty because I really want to have a cut flower garden this year. So yes, I'm super excited, y'all. So but first we're gonna go ahead and cut these lantana back real quick. They look like they dead, y'all, but they're not dead. That's usually what they kind of do. They with lantana plants, they look dead, but then the roots are still alive underneath it. So I'm gonna go, I think I got like 5 in my garden that I need to cut back that I'm gonna do right now. And then so I want to share with you guys real quick before we go over to that long border and cut back the lantana, that this is my flower bed here. I did cover this stuff up, and it's actually doing really well after the freeze. I did have my green stalk covered up because I wanted to save all of my herbs and didn't want them to die. But all of these plants, y'all, I had inside of my office, and it was like jam packed, so they didn't suffer any damage. But it's supposed to get down to 26 degrees again today. Today is Saturday, so it's supposed to get down Saturday, January 31st. So it's supposed to get down to 26 degrees again for Sunday. So I'm gonna have to cover them back up. But in the meantime, everything, they're doing really well. But that day it got so cold that I didn't want to take a chance on my shrubs. Those plants are all like tropical sensitive plants, so they can't tolerate going below 30 degrees. So I didn't want to lose any of my plants. So that's why I had them all in my shed. But yeah, today, right now, I told you I was like 23. It started off at like 23 to 25 degrees. Right now, I think it's about 37, it says. So it's warming up. And then the high, it got about maybe 45 degrees, but it's still chilly, y'all. So I'm going to use my Felcos. I'm just going to go ahead and cut back all of these lantanas real quick. In my area, zone 9B, lantana is a perennial. If you get the perennial varieties, these put on a beautiful show from summer all the way up until the first frost. And these plants been blooming for months with beautiful bright yellow flowers. And you don't really have to fertilize them or do anything to them. They just do their thing. They just love the heat, and they are very drought tolerant, especially for the Houston area when our temperatures are very humid. So I really need plants that's going to be able to stand the high heat as well as the high humidity. So lantana just do really well in our garden. Plus they just look beautiful, and they also even smell really good too. Like they look dead like twigs, but I usually cut them all the way back to the base and just leave maybe about 4 to 5 inches of the stem on there, and then they'll come and flourish back out come spring and summer. So yeah, so I ended up having like 5 of these in this long bed here. And when I tell you they were draping over and spilling over into the walkway, they look so good, you guys. So I'm so excited for these to come back and do their thing this garden season. I've planted this lemon coral sedum maybe about 2 garden seasons ago, y'all, and it's still alive. It's supposed to be an annual, but for us in this garden zone, I think they said it's a perennial, so it comes back actually, it doesn't even die back. It just looks like this all year, and then it does put on a lot of new growth come the summer and the spring. But yeah, it's still alive. I thought it would surely have died when the frost hit it, but it's still kicking. It's still green, as you can see in the clip. I have like some of them are more sparse than others, but for the most part, the other ones are still looking good. So yeah, so hopefully they'll continue to be looking good in the garden. I actually even transplanted a few of them to my raised bed that's over there, the one I just showed y'all in the beginning of the video. I tucked a few of them in there, and they are just loving their life. So I'm gonna leave them there and let them keep doing their thing. And I hope to add more of these to my garden this garden season. I know it may be a little bit too cold, or some of y'all may be still covered in snow, and some of y'all are not able to get out in your garden. But let me know down in the comments, are you guys starting any seeds right now? Because you can start some seeds indoors. If you're not able to get in your garden, you can do some things indoors to help prepare for the upcoming garden season. So let me know down in the comments if you guys have already starting any seeds for this garden season. Year before the frost came or the winter storm came, I did harvest all the broccoli, all of the kale, and then now I'm just kind of left with the stem. So I'm just gonna pull out all of this stuff so I can get ready to turn these beds over and get them ready for spring. Because I told y'all earlier I wanted to use these beds for cut flowers. I think it's gonna look really pretty. And then we also is gonna be working on putting some crushed granite in the walkway and putting some new edging around. So it's gonna look really nice. So the garden is a work in progress. So not everything's gonna happen all at once. I'm just working on a little bit at a time. So when I'm telling you things, it's not gonna be like instant, but whenever we have time, because me and my husband do work. So whenever we have time to get out here and actually get this stuff done and work on it, then we kind of get out here and work on it. But for now, just kind of do a little bit at a time. Today, I was out here for like maybe 30 minutes because it was cold, y'all. So I wasn't trying to be out here too long. But all right, now I'm just pulling out all of the stuff that I did harvest already the kale, and then the broccoli. And then I'm gonna pull out those collard greens. They've been eaten up by bugs. I did harvest a lot of the collard greens too before the frost came, and then I just kind of left the stuff that was kind of eaten by bugs. But I'm just gonna pull out that section of that back bed, and then I'm gonna leave the cabbage because the cabbage is doing really good. I think I planted like 4 purple cabbage and then 2 green ones. So I'm waiting on those to become ready to harvest, and then I'll clear out that section as well. The 2 back beds are doing really good because I have a lot of onions and garlic planted in those beds, as well as some spinach and some I think Swiss chard. So I was able to harvest the spinach off and the Swiss chard, but they're already rejuvenating and regrowing new leaves and stuff. So I'll leave those for a little bit. But these other ones here, I'll just go ahead and clear them out. And then I usually like to top off the raised bed with a little bit more soil, some compost and things like that once before spring. That way it'll be ready to go before the spring season. So yeah, so then I have over here this basil. End up like this basil is, if you can find this in your garden center, definitely grab it. They call it perennial basil. It didn't really have a name on it or a variety name when I bought it from my local garden center. I got it from Plants for All Season here in my area, and it was just this basil blooms beautiful, tall, like purple flowers. And when I tell you the butterflies and the bees love this plant, it is absolutely gorgeous. So I definitely will recommend you getting this plant and adding it to your garden. So that is it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.